All right, let's talk about that big, flashy number you see everywhere online, making $10,000 a month. I know, it can feel completely overwhelming, maybe even impossible. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain, demystify it, and show you the surprisingly simple math that gets you there. Let's do this.
$10,000 a month. For so many people starting out, this is the number, right? It's the benchmark for I've made it. But let's be honest, when you see it written out like that, it feels less like a business plan and more like a lottery number.
And yeah, I totally get it. It sounds like you'd need this massive viral audience to even get close. But here's the secret. It's not about being famous, and it's definitely not about luck.
That's right. Believe it or not, when you strip away all the hype and all the noise, hitting this goal really just comes down to some basic arithmetic. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to turn this scary, intimidating goal into a tangible, step-by-step plan.
Okay, so first things first, let's stop looking at that huge monthly number. It's too big. $10,000 a month, what's that work out to? It's basically $333 a day. Okay, still a decent amount, but it already feels a little closer to Earth than that big 10K, doesn't it?
Now let's connect that daily number to a real-world product price. And look, we're not talking about some $1,000 high-ticket course here. Let's pick a price that's super accessible, something that's a total no-brainer for the right person, $37. And this is where it all clicks. This is the simple math that changes the entire game. To hit that $333 a day with a $37 product, all you need is 9 sales. That's it. Not 900, not 90, just 9. All of a sudden, impossible starts to feel pretty possible, right? So, let's officially call this the $10,000 myth, and let's bust it wide open. Here's your blueprint. And what's so cool about this is how flexible the math is. You can totally play with these numbers. Yeah, we're focusing on that $37 price point because 9 sales feels really, really doable. But look, if you create a $27 product, you need about 13 sales. Or hey, price it up at $47 and you're down to just 7 sales a day. The point is, none of these numbers are crazy. This is about being consistent, not about going viral.
So you might be asking, why are we so focused on digital products for this? Well, it's because this math works perfectly for them. Think about it. You create it one time and you can sell it forever. There's no warehouse full of stuff, no printing shipping labels, no dealing with physical returns. It's the cleanest business model out there, and it's the real engine behind what people call passive income.
All right, so the math is simple. I think we can all agree on that. But it all falls apart if you don't have something to sell, right? So how in the world do you find that winning idea? Let's get into it.
You know, this right here, this is probably the biggest mental hurdle for most people. It's that little voice in your head that says, who am I to teach this? I'm not an expert. You do not need to be the #1 guru in the world. Seriously, you just have to know a little bit more than the person you're helping. You're just one step ahead of them on the path, and you can help them take that step.
So here's a super simple 3-step way to figure out what that one step ahead thing is for you. 1, grab a piece of paper and just brain dump everything you know. Skills from your job, software you're good at, like are you a whiz with Notion, or just life stuff you figured out. 2, and this part's crucial, look at that list and ask, what problems have I solved with this knowledge? People pay for solutions, not just information. They want to fix a pain point. And 3, you got to do a little homework to make sure people are actually willing to pay for that solution. Don't just guess.
Now, once you have that general idea, your next job is to get super specific. This is like your secret weapon. I mean, look at this. Who are you selling to if you just make a general planner? Everybody and nobody. But a planner for working mothers returning from maternity leave? Wow, now you know exactly who you're talking to, what their daily struggles are, and why they need your planner. It makes selling so much easier.
And if you're struggling with getting specific, just use this little formula. It's like Mad Libs for your business idea. I help a specific person achieve a specific result without a common obstacle. Fill that in, and bam, you've got a crystal clear offer.
Okay, you've got your super specific validated idea. Awesome. Now what? Well, now we need to build a machine that brings in those 9 sales a day in and day out. Let's talk about your sales machine.
I know. The word marketing can sound exhausting. It makes you think of having to be on social media 24/7, just posting and praying someone sees it. But real, effective marketing isn't about that stressful grind. It's about building a sustainable system that works for you in the background,
even when you're not working.
And here's what that sustainable engine actually looks like. It's a simple 4-step funnel. First, you create helpful content on platforms where people are already searching for answers. Think YouTube tutorials or Pinterest guides. They come to you. Second, you give them something awesome for free, like a checklist or a template, in exchange for their email. Third, you set up an automated email sequence that builds trust and provides more value. And finally, after you've built all that goodwill, you make the sale. You're selling to a warm audience, not to cold strangers.
So, we've broken down the math. We've figured out how to find a killer idea. We've even mapped out the sales system. You basically have the entire blueprint right in front of you. But there's one last piece of the puzzle, the one thing that actually makes it all happen.
And this quote right here just says it all, doesn't it? Research without execution changes nothing. You can watch a million videos like this one, plan out the most perfect product in the world, but if you never actually do anything, nothing changes. One imperfect launched product is infinitely better than 100 perfect ideas just sitting in a notebook.
So let's just do a quick recap of the whole system. 1. Create one specific product. 2. Make sure people actually want it. 3. Sell it somewhere that you control. 4. Use search content so the right buyers find you. And 5, use email to build that relationship and trust. That's the path. That's the whole game plan.
Look, the math is not the hard part. The blueprint is right here in front of you. It's all laid out. The only real question left isn't, can I do this? It's, what problem out there are you going to be the one to solve first?